and I'll let Doug jump in because he's really the expert. I think it's fair to say that you are being heard in this process. I know it's frustrating. I know that, the legislative process is often, criticized. But, last night, all the press reports this morning indicate that, we are very close to pulling the Medicare buy-in or what remains of the public option, out of this bill.
Yeah, but it's in there. We don't want the bill at all.
Hey, let him speak, let him speak, let him speak, let him speak, let him speak.
I've been very respectful to you all, and I have benefited, as Doug has, from your comments. Let me just say that, okay? I mean, it's in the papers this morning. I think it's the Medicare buy-in, which is one of the real concerns that providers and hospitals have, because they would be being reimbursed at the Medicare rate, and this would further the kind of problems that you described. That was something that was expressed loud and clear, to the leaders of this process. So, you are being heard. I know it's frustrating. It may not be satisfactory. That compromise may not be enough to persuade you. I suspect it's not. But I think it is fair to say that you're being heard on all of these.
Well, and I would just add to what Paul said, and I think responding to your point about showing leadership, that Senator Webb has not been pushed around on this bill, that he's taken votes on the bill that absolutely go against what the party leadership would like to see or that the administration would like to see, and that he's making his decision based on what he thinks is best for the country, not based on what someone else is telling him.
I mean, there's a provision in the bill for there's a provision in the bill for long-term care called the Class Act. He's concerned that that's not a fiscally sustainable program. It's not necessarily responsible. He was one of 7 members on this side to vote to strip that out of the bill. So, he is taking, as Doug says, a very independent course. We are listening to everybody. We're still examining this bill. As this letter that we've given to you this morning says, Senator Webb remains undecided, and we very much benefit from your views on this.
If he votes for this, you guys are going to be out of a job.
Well, maybe we will, sir. That's my job is not what's relevant here.
I just say you brought up the whole idea with the fiscal entities with this. What I'd like to do is bring it kind of closer to home. In buying a house, you sign the papers, you start paying your mortgage, and you're able to live in the house. The way they've played with the funding for this is that for 4 years we have to pay the mortgage on this while we're still paying rent on an apartment. In essence, that we don't get any benefits from it. We're paying into it, but we don't start getting benefits for 4 more years. Does that make sense, to buy a house and then have to rent an apartment for 4 years before you can live in the house?
It does.
That doesn't make sense.
It does when they plan on using the money for other things.
Yeah, they're playing a shell game with the money, and the general public is following this, and by doing this, we already had a little bit of unease about what was going on in Washington, and it's now full-blown that we don't trust what's going on in these hallowed walls.
I mean, I absolutely appreciate the points that you're making, and when we look at the fiscal implications of a bill, we do look to the Congressional Budget Office, which is not allied with either party. It's the neutral body for analyzing bills. And the cost analysis, according to the Congressional Budget Office, it doesn't cost. It's a saver, $130 billion over the
But
first
it's
10.
playing the show.
That's not true.
We know that.
Delay the taxes for 4 years if it can stand on its own. But you can't, because that would change the numbers to 2.3 trillion cost.
No.
Why is it if the Congress and the Senate is listening to us that they don't hear that we don't want government involved in our health care? We don't want
Does that include Medicare, Medicaid?
Yes. Those systems aren't working.
And we don't want to be mandated, don't want to be told or penalized because we choose not to take it. I'm a small business owner from Richmond, and I'm going to tell you, we don't need it. We don't want it. What if I want to pay my employee more money, let him get his own health care, and then I'm going to be penalized?
Right.
That's wrong. That's not governing. That's wrong.